Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Harebrained Games. We're doing something special today. Something very, very special. Ooh, so special. I've been told for a long time now that my friends like, you should do a top 10 list and blah blah blah. I don't really do them very often. I did top pirate games recently, not top 10. Just I ranked all of the pirate games I had. But top 10 list, the problem with them is that everybody has one. Everybody has one. Like opinions, everybody's got a top 10 list or a top 11 list of various themes. I mean, how do you possibly fit in or stand out at all when everyone's already done something? It didn't make sense until it dawned on me. No one's done a list before of the top 10 games chosen randomly from a list. So that's right. I have my handy dandy Excel spreadsheet right here, and I am going to now click the button to randomize all of the games I'm aware of or have ranked or rated or owned or previously owned or looked at or sniffed at or even, cursed out with angry, almost curse words. And so we're going to go through the top 10 games ranked randomly from a list. Yeah, that's right. Number 10, it looks like we have Ark. Who goes there? Apparently I do. Ark is a game from a long time ago, and I can see why it would be included randomly on this list, because it's just one of those unsung games that almost was a great hit to me. In Ark, you're trying to balance different sides of the ark with different creatures to make sure that the boat doesn't tip one way or another. I tried it and found it was a little bit too long for my party animal gamers and not really as interesting for the hardcore gamers. But at the same time, I can't deny it's a clever twist. And as far as Ark games go, it's the Arkansas of games. It's better than Noah's Ark and Ark of the Covenant. I don't know if it's better than Ark of the Covenant, but yeah, of course, it would be number 10 on the list of games randomly chosen from a list. Number 9 on our list is the Pirate Republic. I just talked about this a little bit ago. I just talked about this being a game of one of the top, I think, 5 or 10 pirate games that has come out. It's by a very voraciously interested designer who answers every question he can, you can tell he loves what he's doing. The Pirate Republic is it's a Caribbean-based pirate game where you're going along doing the normal things you would expect piracy to do in a little more subdued fashion. Originally, I had trouble getting it. The manual, I just didn't quite understand it, particularly the solo. Over time, it has been more and more refined. So, of course, it's going to be number 9 on my top 10 list of games chosen randomly from a list. Number 8, The Fox in the Forest Duet. My wife hates cooperative games. She almost liked this one. The Fox in the Forest has you trying to work together with cards to match up cards just right to help find your way to win. There's the fox, there's a forest. There's another version of it that isn't a duet version. This was the 2-player specific version. It's sort of like a tug of war, kind of a tug of war where the stuff is closing in on you, and if you work together, you might win. We never did. And yet my wife said she wouldn't actually burn it. So, hey, points for that. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, Jack the Ripper, and West End Adventures. Do you ever find yourself just wishing there was more to read? Like you buy a game manual and the rule book is only like 30 pages long, or you have a game and you've got lots of flavor text on the card, but it's just not enough. You wish that there was multiple pages on each card. Yeah, if you really just kind of feel just unfulfilled by the dearth of reading that goes along with board gaming, then this game is probably for you. This game features a lot of reading. You've got your map, you've got your newspaper, it's all about reading, and then it's about critical thinking. So if you do like that, reading a lot, and you like a mystery, this is kind of, a lot of mystery games have sprung up in the past few years. This is one of the mainstays, the staples that has been around for a while, and that continues to be kind of the to me, the bar of like, how cool is this mystery to solve? So give that a shot. And then, 10, 9, 8, 7, number 6. So number 10, number 9, 8, 7, 6. SpongeBob SquarePants. Plankton Rising. Haha. I played this over Christmas last year. It was a gift. And so being randomly on this list is sort of destiny. Plankton Rising is all about stopping that dreaded plankton from conquering the world. He seems to want to do that very frequently, at least once or twice an episode. Plankton Rising is a cooperative game. Everyone's working together to try to thwart the evil plankton using the variety of iconic characters of SpongeBob SquarePants. What list shouldn't contain something with at least a little bit of SpongeBob? Oh, Patrick. So there you go. Number 5. Number 5 is Shadow Rift. Shadow Rift 2nd edition. I bought it because it was the 2nd edition, and I didn't want to buy the 1st edition because the 2nd edition was the 2nd edition, and 2nd place is always better than 1st place. All of my silver medal winners say that. Shadow Rift it was a game that, like, it's actually pretty clever. You are fighting the forces of evil that are trying to close in on you on Shadow Rift. I liked the fact that there was a lot of like essential upkeeping and buying things. You've got characters that you have that you bring with you and contend with. You've got little pockets of places that are actually interesting. I didn't think it just reached over to masterpiece level, but I certainly thought it was entertaining during the times that I played it. So number 4 on the list of top 10 games chosen randomly from a list, can only be, the only number 4 is Titan Tactics. Titan's Tactics was a game I bought for $6 at an Uncle Games nearby, and I could tell you I definitely got my $4 worth. Just say it came in a nice little box that was square, so it was not easy to fit into with the rest of the shelves. It failed to be uniform, so that was a plus because then you always can see it on the shelf, like dirt in someone's beard. So yeah, so definitely points for standing out of the pack in its field in its own right. Number 3, Gaia Project. Now that's an interesting one. Number 3 on a randomly selected list. Gaia Project is Terra Mystica done in a way that I enjoy. A lot of my friends love Terra Mystica. They would play it and play it and play it. It is deep and thinky for me. There's a lot going on, the different bowls, and but it didn't bowl me over because sometimes I felt like it was just dry point. Here's a way to feed the point machine here for one. Gaia Project takes the setting of mystical, puts it into space, and this worked for me. It worked really well. It worked a lot better for me having that sort of planetary thing. Plus, the different tracks at points also felt like you got little bonuses as well as you were building it up. So someday I'd like to do a review of it. I actually did one in the past, but for some reason I think I was something made me set it aside, and so Gaia Project at number 3 kind of deserves a spot on a lot of different lists, I think. So, and now we come to number 2. Number 2 on the list is Coinbra. Coinbra is a delightful pastel, bright, rich, vivid looking game, and just the colors itself are just splash out right in front of your face. Almost that Fisher-Price scheme of like blues and yellows and oh man. The point of Coinbra is you're trying to build up your reputation, and Coinbra, and so what you do is you have this dice mechanism, this dice drafting mechanism, and then you go over phases of different play. You got some ships, you've got ways to travel along the map in the world, you've got different tracks that you increase your reputation among different houses or spheres of influence. Each one gives you little mini bonuses as you're making your way up. The thing about Coinbra is just it's such a delight, and it's pleasant, and everything makes you better. I like that game. A couple games that have done that recently that I really like. I like things where choices are just fine. Like, this is pleasant. I'm enjoying this, and the drafting is good. Even at lower player counts, 2 players, they've done some things to make it a lot as entertaining, where you're still fighting to get the right dice to do what you want to do to get where you want to go. So Coinbra, number 2, and number one on my top 10 games chosen randomly from a list is Mage Knight board game Lost Legion expansion. Who knew an expansion would take the top slot? Of course, thank you, random number generator, for bringing this gift to me. If you've played Mage Knight, you either love it or hate it. Mage Knight is a deep, deep game that is very, very thinky. It's got tons of stuff packed in. It's one of those games that feels sort of like like the weeks following the Normandy invasion, or trench warfare in World War I, where you feel like if you've gone 3 hexes in Mage Knight, you probably basically spent an hour like making your way. It is a densely packed strategy game. And the Lost Legion takes a complete game and makes it even more complete, because it adds just about a little of every single thing. And you've got just a plethora of new places to go, different heroes, different enemies, different scenarios. Yeah, Mage Knight, if you love it, and I do, even though I don't bring it out for casual popcorn and chick flick nights, but I do bring it out when I want a very thinky game, and I would never ever play Mage Knight without playing the Lost Legion expansion. It's just too complete. And there you go. It's wacky, it's weird, who knew? Random wins the day. So thanks for joining me on this top 10 games chosen randomly from a list, and we'll see you next time on Harebrained Games.